session of strength of materials and taking question 4 of shear force and bending moment. A beam ABCDE 10-meter long is simply supported at its two ends A and E. You can see here this is the beam A to E. It is supported at A and E with reactions VA and VB. Load 40 kN downward, W1 kN downward and W2 kN downward are acting at points B, C and D respectively as shown in figure. You can see here. For reaction at A to be 1.5 times to that of reaction at E. So it is given that the reaction at A is 1.5 times the reaction at E and W1 to be 2 times W2. Find W1, W2, VA and VE. So I need to find out these values. Draw SF and BM diagrams including important values. So I'll start with drawing the FBD of this beam. Now the FBD will not be much different from the diagram that is given to me. I'll just change this double line beam to a single line. This will be my FBD. At A there will be VA. Here it will be 40 kN at B. At C it will be W1 kN and at D it will be W2 kN. At E the reaction is VE. I'll just mark the distances. 2 meter. Now I'll calculate the value of VA, VE, W1 and W2. So I'll start with these two equations which are given to me. Next I'll be using the equation summation of force in y direction is equal to 0. Upward direction forces will be considered positive. So here if I look carefully, VA is going upward, 40 is going downwards, W1 is moving downwards, W2 moving downwards and VE moving upwards is equal to 0. Now here I will be converting this 4 variable equation into 2 variable equation. I have 2 equations over here. So here I'll write down VA is 1.5 times VE minus 40 minus W1 is twice W2. Here I have W2 and VE. So I'll just rearrange these terms. So I get minus 3W2 from here and I have plus 2.5 VE is equal to 40. This is my equation number 3. Now I need one more equation to calculate these values of W2 and VE. So I'll use summation of moment about a point is 0. So I can take summation of moment about point A. So I'll write down summation of moment about A is equal to 0. Now I'll take clockwise moment is positive. So 40 is turning clockwise towards A. W1 is also turning clockwise towards A. W1 into 4. And I have W2 also turning clockwise. W2 into 8. And VE is turning anti-clockwise. So minus VE into 10 is equal to 0. So here I'll get 80 plus 4W1 plus 8W2 minus 10VE is equal to 0. Now if you observe here I have W2 and VE. So here also I'll leave in the terms of W2 and VE. So here I'll have 80 plus W1 is twice W2. So I'll have 8W2 here plus 8W2 minus 10VE is equal to 0. So I'll have 16W2 minus 10VE is equal to minus 80. This will be my equation number 4. When I solve equation 3 and 4, I'll get the value of VE and W2. So when I solve these two, I get VE as 40 kilonewton and I get W2 as 20 kilonewton. Now when I know VE is 40 kilonewton, when I substitute here, I'll get the value of VA. I get VA as 60 kilonewton. And when I substitute W2 is 20 kilonewton over here, I will get W1 as 40 kilonewton. So these are the four values that I obtained, which is asked in the question. Now I'll just write down these values over here. So VA is 60 kilonewton, W1 is 40, W2 is 20, and VE is 40. So I have got all the values now. Next I'll go for the SF calculation. So I'll write down SF calculations. To the left of section, any force going upward is positive shear force. This is my sign convention. So I'll start from A. When I stand at A, to the left of A there is no force. So shear force to the left of A is 0. Shear force to the right of A. When I stand here and I look to the left, I can see VA very clearly. So I'll write down it as 60 kilonewton. Now when I stand at B and I look to the left, I see the same value of 60 kilonewton. So here I'll write down it is equal to shear force to the left of B. Next I'll calculate shear force to the right of B. When I stand here, I can see 60 upwards and 40 downwards. So here I'll write down 60 minus 40, 20 kilonewton. This is equal to shear force to the left of C. Next, shear force to the right of C. I'll stand here. I'll have plus 60 minus 40 minus 40. I get minus 20 kilonewton, which is equal to the shear force to the left of D. Next, I'll calculate shear force to the right of D. For that, I'll stand here. I can see plus 60 minus 40 minus 40 minus 20. So I get minus 40 kilonewton, which is equal to the shear force to the left of E. Last, very important, shear force to the right of E. For right of E, I'll stand to the extreme right of E and I can see all the values of load. So 60 upward, minus 40, minus 40, minus 20 and plus 40. So that makes it to 0 actually. So I get a clear 0 here. I start with a 0 and I end at 0. So my SF calculation is correct. Now I will go for drawing the diagram. I'll first draw the center line. My SFD values will be in kilonewton. This is A, B, C, D and E. To the left of A the value is 0. To the right of A the value is plus 60, which is the highest value here. Left of B has the same value, so I'll write down 60. Right of B has value 20 kilonewton. Left of C also has 20. Right of C is minus 20. Left of D is again minus 20. Right of D is minus 40. The value for the left of E is minus 40 and the value for the right of E is 0. Now I'll join these points. I'll start from 0, which is left of A, 60 right of A, again left of B, right of B, left of C, right of C, left of D, right of D, left of E, right of E. So that's how I'm going to join the points. So this is point B and this is D. This is positive shear force and this is negative shear force. I'll draw the hatching line. So this is how the SFD would look like. Next I'll go for the bending moment calculations. Since at no point on the beam I can see a moment, hence I will calculate bending moment only once at every point. Now the sign convention is to the left of section, if I see a clockwise moment, I would say it is positive bending moment. So I'll start with the point A. When I stand at A and I look to the left, there is no moment. So bending moment at A is 0. For bending moment at point B, when I stand at B and I look to the left, I can see VA turning clockwise towards B. So I have 60 into 2, which is 120 kilonewton meter. Next, I'll calculate for bending moment at point C. When I'm standing at C, VA will turn clockwise, 40 will turn anti-clockwise. So I'll have 60 into 4 minus 40 into 2. So I'll have 240 minus 80, which is 160 kilonewton meter. Next, I'll calculate for the point D. When I stand at D, VA turns clockwise, 40 turns anti-clockwise, and this 40 also turns anti-clockwise. So I'll have 60 into 8 minus 40 into 6 minus 40 into 4. I get the value as 80 kilonewton meter. And last, I'll calculate the bending moment at point E. When I stand at E, VA will turn clockwise, 40 will turn anti-clockwise, this 40 load will also turn anti-clockwise, and 20 will turn anti-clockwise. So I'll have 60 into 10 minus 40 into 8 minus 40 into 6 and minus 20 into 2. I get the value as 0. So I'm starting at 0, I'm ending at 0. My values are correct. I'll plot them now. Now I have all the values as positive. So I'll just draw the diagram little below. This is my BMD in kilonewton meter. This is point A, B, C, D and E. At A the value is 0. At E the value is 0. For point B the value is 120. For point C the value is 160. At point D the value is less than 120. It is 80. Now I'll join the points. I'll join with a straight line from 0 to 120, 120 to 160, 160 to 80 and 80 to 0. These are all straight lines. In case they look curved, I'll just write here 1 degree line. So they are straight lines. And I'll join these points. So this is my positive bending moment. I'll draw the hatching line now. So this is my bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. Now I want to highlight one important term over here, that is this point C. If you observe at point C, the value crosses from the positive end to the negative end while passing through this point 0. Whenever a line crosses the shear force diagram, this point will be called as point of zero shear, which means at this point your shear force value is 0. Now when I have a point of 0 shear and I trace it down to the bending moment graph, I can see that at that point my bending moment value will be maximum. So you can see here at point C, the value of bending moment is maximum, which is 160 kilonewton meter. So this is the significance of point of 0 shear. Now you need to calculate the distance of the 0 shear from point A, but at this point if you observe carefully, I already know this distance, it is 4 meter. So I am not calculating, unlike in the previous session where I calculated the distance of the contraflexure point from any one end. So I need not calculate this distance. I hope you have understood the numerical. If you have any doubts or you want me to solve any numerical, write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon for latest updates of my videos. See you in the next session. Thank you.